I remember when I don't know how old I was. I must have been like, I don't know, a young teenager or so. And I had I think it was like Teen Cosmo or something, like a cosmopolitan magazine. I'm not even sure to be honest, but some magazine like that. And the topic, like the big headline on the magazine, was about vision boards. And at the time, I had my first tarot deck already, and I was starting to just explore more about, things available in the world other than what I had been raised to know and what was immediately available to me. And I love this idea of vision boarding. And so I would say that it wasn't ever something that I did constantly, but throughout life, I would tap in and out of this vision board sort of thing. And a few years back, what I came to realize, well, many years back now, what I came to realize as an adult, the thing that I don't love about vision boards is that we pick images often that might involve other people, maybe a person doing something, maybe like a car or a house or something like that that we want. And in doing that, we don't pause to ask ourselves, why do we want it? What does this do for me? Can I truly see myself in this right now? Or is it way beyond my capacity to even envision myself in this image that I'm looking at? So, what I think is the fault of vision boards is this just looking for images that we like, as opposed to really starting with, what do I want? What is my intention? What is my essence? And one of the ways that I do that is by choosing a word of the year, a phrase of the year, maybe an essence of the year. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Welcome into this Expedition to Soul podcast. I'm Sara, founder of the Sisters Enchanted. And let's talk about a word of the year. I'm going to tell you what mine is, but you got to hang out for a minute here. I already started enacting it. Uh, if you're listening to this in real time, Yule is tomorrow, the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And it's a great time to set intentions and just even maybe not even set them, but open the space to set them, open the door, the invitation to allow them to start to come in. When I think of what is my word for the year ahead, what is the essence that I want, what's a phrase maybe, then I can start to look around and think, well, what in my life represents that? Do I have clothing that represents that? Does my furniture, the books I'm reading, the media I'm consuming, the people I'm spending time with, does all of that, does it mesh with this thing that I've chosen? If not, I have some auditing to do. I have some things to think about, right? We actually came up with I wrote a new quiz on life alignment. So I'll be sure to link that up so everybody can take it. But in here, I ask you questions around your soul's purpose and intention setting, your self awareness and your ability to integrate your intentions, your desires, your wishes into your life, your emotional wounds, and how you can use those as insight into who you are, where you're holding yourself back, what you're becoming, who you're becoming, your future self and ideating that, and then your inner knowing and intuition. And what we can do right now, what you can do today is think about, what is your word for the year? You can think of images in your own mind if you want. You can even create a vision board if that's what you want to do. But when you do that, thinking about your word for the year, your vision, your essence, what the way it makes you feel, look around and just ask, do the things that I see, the experiences on my calendar for the next couple weeks, do these exemplify that energy or not? And if not, there is some work to be done. There is some work to be done. Here is the thing about words of the year, intentions, even goals, that if they are not created from a place of truth for you, you will not bring them into being. There is so much talk about, we hear it all the time, manifestation, like how to manifest things. Oh, how do you do this? You start with authentic intention. What is authentic to you in your inner self? All the candles, all the crystals, all the tarot card readings and astrologers in the world cannot help you get out of your own way. And you do that by understanding what it is that you desire and then creating a life that's in alignment with those desires. And all the other tools can, of course, help, but it starts with you. And this is an amazing time to get started on that journey. So my word of the year, it's actually 2 words. It's like it's a phrase as opposed to a word, is release tension. And I came to this through a whole series of conversations. We were in our mastermind group, our small group membership, and we were having a conversation in there a couple weeks ago about this very thing. Like, what do we want less of from last year? What do we want more of? What does this look like? And I was waffling back and forth between a couple of words, and we held another event, and it was during that event that I realized release tension. That is what that embodies the essence of everything that I want to do. I want to, when I put on my clothes, feel like I don't want, there's no tension, right? I don't want my clothes to be too tight or like they're riding up, or if it was only a little different, it would be perfect. No, I want to release tension, feel at ease there. With the food that I put in my body, is it going to create tension in my body? Or is it not going to, right? Release the tension, communication, relationships, work, travel, like everything. Release tension. And I've already been using this right away. And I'm not waiting till the solstice. I'm not waiting till the new year. I started using it. And here's an example of where this came in my life this week. And it's an unexpected example. So I have 2 kids, they're 5 and 8. And something we love to do is go out for ice cream. And we've got a lot of like homemade local ice cream uh, places near us. And when we travel, we like to go find ice cream and try the different unique flavors at these places. We're always hunting down like unique ice creams, unique donuts. We're real healthy over here. Uh, and we were thinking about what we were going to have for dinner. So we pulled into this parking lot, and there's a food store, and I was going to run in and get soup. So they make like meals, and you can go grab them and take them home. So I was gonna go get a big thing of soup. We already had fresh bread at home, and I was gonna, have that with soup. That's what we were gonna do. But the store is right next to the ice cream shop. So we pulled in, and I said, "Let's have ice cream for dinner." Now, and then we went home and we also made the bread and soup. But what occurred to me is one of my values. This is an exercise we actually do in our mastermind. We encourage people to figure out not just your moral values like being kind to people and generous, but what do you value? Like, what do you stand for in your life? And one of the things I stand for is, or I'll say, is that muffins are not different than cupcakes. And what I mean by that is so many people will say you can't have cake for breakfast, like that's not healthy, but then you eat a Pop-Tart or a Danish or cereal and it's literally the same amount of sugar. Most yogurts have the same sugar as a donut. So, and that's not including the dairy sugar. That's like added sweetener sugar. It's the same as a donut in many cases. So, I think that one of the things I think is just around food, how can we think differently about it? This brings me back to the ice cream. And I thought we could have ice cream after dinner, right? But then I thought, well, how can I release tension? We're here right now. We don't have to come back out. And all that's going to happen is that my kids, they're not going to want to eat dinner because they're just going to want ice cream. I'm going to eat dinner and then I'm going to be too full and I'm not going to enjoy the ice cream because it's going to, I'm going to get a stomach ache because I already ate too much. Like I ate dinner, now I'm eating ice cream and we're going to do it. Let's just eat the damn ice cream first and then we'll go home, have a little bit later dinner. If anyone's hungry, they can pick at it. We don't do this every day, right? So I can release tension in this moment by just doing the thing we want to do and that we know we're going to do anyway. And I've already been doing this with the clothes that I'm wearing, like with my husband in communications, what's happening? How can I release tension? And in just a few days, it's been so good. So now when I think about the year ahead, I want to consider, how can I set deeper intentions around that? What solar goals can I set around that? Where I looking around in my house or in my yard, we still have a lot of like like toddler toys and play outdoor toys that nobody uses. That can be a solar goal to get rid of the ones that are no good, donate the ones that are good, like make those solar checklist items to support those intentions. So now looking around, where can I release tension? And I am going to actually in my lunar planner, the planner that we made here at the Sisters Enchanted this year, there's a spot in there that is just like a blank page. And it's the perfect spot to actually, I think, draw or collage or write a letter about your intention. So I am going to make a little vision page with some collaging in there with images that help me think of relieving tension and the essence, the feeling of relieving tension. But I came to the word first, right? Before I started with the images, I came to the phrase first. So I would love, think for yourself, what is this? Is it a word of the year? Is it an essence? Do you have an object that just embodies like a way of feeling, a way that you want to feel, a way that you want to be for the year ahead? If you don't know where to start, you can take our new quiz. It's our life alignment quiz, and you'll get your results in 5 different areas of your life. And then there's a suggested podcast episode to listen to give you some food for thought, just get you starting on expanding into who you want to be for the year ahead. And of course, we have all these podcast episodes on tarot and astrology and like amazing sacred spiritual tools to help you. But it all starts with you. It always starts with you, nowhere else. Okay, then. So, essence, word of the year. Think about it. If you want some help with any of this, reach out. Let us know. We can take you into our small group program, our mastermind. It's the perfect time to start because when you register now, you're going to be in for all of 2023. And that means that we have this whole calendar year, this whole seasonal year to celebrate you and help you grow into who you want to grow into. And a year from now, imagine what we'll be saying about the year that has passed. That thought excites me like nothing else. I can't wait for a year from now to see how much tension I've relieved in my life. All right. Thank you so much for listening in. You can find us online, Facebook, Instagram, on our app, The Sisters Enchanted, and head over to thesistersenchanted.com for more. Until next time, I hope that you have an enchanted rest of your day ahead.